U.S. Navy punishes smugglers at sea. On Tuesday, August 2, 2025, the U.S. military carried out a strike on a cartel speedboat from Venezuela, reportedly transporting illegal narcotics, eliminating all 11 people on board. This operation was the first known action following the recent deployment of U.S. warships to the Southern Caribbean. Video footage shared by U.S. authorities shows overhead drone imagery of the speedboat exploding and catching fire. The crew has been identified as members of Tren de Aragua, a Venezuelan gang officially designated as a terrorist group by the U.S. earlier this year. U.S. officials allege that the gang operates under the influence of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, a claim that Venezuelan authorities deny. The Pentagon has not released specifics about the strike, including the type or quantity of narcotics aboard, or the exact method used to destroy the vessel. The use of lethal force against a suspected drug smuggling boat, rather than attempting to seize it or apprehend its crew, is highly unusual and mirrors tactics typically reserved for military operations against militant groups. Venezuelan authorities, however, maintain that Tren de Aragua was dismantled during a 2023 prison raid and is no longer active in their country. U.S. officials indicated that the targeted narcotics were likely destined for other Caribbean nations, such as Trinidad. This strike shows an intensified U.S. offensive against drug cartels and trafficking networks across the region. The Tuesday strike is just the surface of the pressure cartel smugglers have been facing from the U.S. Navy. On August 11, 2025, the U.S. military disrupted a suspected drug smuggling operation in the Eastern Pacific, intercepting a vessel carrying a substantial load of cocaine. According to a Navy release, a U.S. Coast Guard law enforcement detachment aboard the Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer Samson seized 1,296 pounds of contraband during a maritime interdiction operation. The operation began when the Samson, patrolling a known drug trafficking corridor, identified a suspicious vessel displaying classic indicators of smuggling, including an excess of fuel barrels and packages visible on deck. In response, the destroyer deployed an MH-60R Seahawk helicopter from Helicopter Maritime Strike Squadron 49, known as the Scorpions, along with a rigid-hull inflatable boat to intercept the fleeing vessel. The smugglers attempted to escape, discarding contraband into the ocean while fleeing at high speed. U.S. military personnel fired warning shots, but the vessel ignored them. Acting under Coast Guard direction, the helicopter crew disabled the vessel without injuring any suspects, allowing two boarding teams, including members of U.S. Coast Guard Law Enforcement Detachment 105, to secure 12 bales of cocaine.